All right, welcome. I'd like to start this meeting tonight. First, I call this meeting to order. We'd like to welcome everyone here tonight. Welcome, welcome. We also like to excuse Diane, our city councilwoman, also our mayor, who is subbing in today is Kim Sorensen. Thank you, Kim. And GL is excused. We have Bryant, our city attorney, subbing in today. Thank you. And we have Brooke, our city recorder. Also, we have our executive director, Jennifer Kennedy, right over here. And she will be assisting those that would like to make comments later. Our Pledge of Allegiance will be given by, Janice Terrell. Thank you, Janice.
Repeat after me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Janice. Your last name wouldn't come out of my mouth for some reason. Goodness sakes. Okay, so our first part of our agenda today is the approval of minutes for council meeting July 19th, 2022. Are there any changes? None? Okay, if not, I will take an approval.
I move we approve the minutes from July 19th, 2022.
Okay,
I'll second.
thank you. All in favor, say aye.
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 Thank you. Wonderful. We are now going on to citizens' comments. While we're here in this meeting, will you please turn off your phones also? And if you need to take a phone call, please go out in the hallway and take that phone call in the hallway. That would be greatly appreciated. Okay, so you have 3 minutes to come to the podium. Step to the microphone, state your name, city of residence, and then you can, if you're going to be talking, you can fill out that form. You can have it all ready. When you are done, you can give it to our executive director, Jennifer Kennedy. Thank you. And you have 3 minutes, and we will go from there. Anybody? Yeah.
This is where we go, right?
Yep, right
Okay.
there. Thank you.
Sorry, this is new to me. My name is Timothy Riggs. Address is 1931 West, 4960 South in Taylorsville, Utah. I'm the owner of Dead City Haunted House that's on 5425 South Vine Street in Murray. I prepared some statements tonight. Dear City Council members, I am here to request your help and support to assist with the great travesty that is occurring within your city. At issue is that the city fire and building departments have shut down my existing Dead City Haunted House business for what they term as code violations. I wish to state that in 2017, I submitted full architect plans and received all needed approvals to build the event. All build methods and materials were outlined within the plans and approved as passing code. Pathway methodology, emergency exit locations, wood building materials, and wood finishes were all approved by both the building and fire departments. I was inspected and an occupancy permit was issued in 2018. I also wish to state that we are built of the same materials that the other 5 professional haunted houses along the Wasatch Front are built from, as well as the past 5 professional haunted houses that I was part of, located in Taylorsville, Salt Lake City, Orem, Riverdale, and West Valley City. This year, the new fire and building officials have done a complete about-face from the original officials. They are now stating that they disagree with the previously approved pathways, exit signage methodology, and specifically the finish materials used within the business. They are now mandating that I again submit full architecture blueprints for the same business, but that I must show that all finishes are drywall, an expense that will run in the tens of thousands of dollars and take much time to complete. I have been working diligently to address all of the department requests, but I am not able to reasonably address their demand for changing my finishes to drywall this year. I am requesting that my business be allowed a reasonable amount of time to address this request and that I be allowed to operate the business during this time. I am doing so not desiring that my business violate any life safety codes, but rather that I be allowed to use a clause within the codes to address the present termed deficiencies. Specifically, I am asking to be allowed to use fire watch individuals to preserve patron life safety, to allow for me to operate the business until I am able to submit new plans and change my finishes to drywall. The clause for using Firewatch individuals is present in the IFC, the IBC, OSHA, and NFPA code books. The specific duties of the Firewatch are listed within the code as notifying the fire department, the building occupants, or both of an emergency, preventing a fire from occurring, extinguishing small fires, protecting the public from fire or life safety dangers. It is my position that allowing for my business to use this clause within the codes will completely satisfy all life safety requirements and allow for my business to earn the monetary funds that will be needed to make the requested changes. My plea to you is, please consider my situation as if it was you personally that had opened a small business in Murray. You were completely approved and permitted, and then were years later being told that all of the previously approved methods are now not approved. Please, an unfair travesty is occurring in the city of Murray, and I am asking for your help and support. I don't know if a motion to look further into this is possible or if anything else is possible. I'm requesting your help. Sincerely, thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Cheryl Angle. I live at 5330 South, 590 East. I've been a Murray resident for 27 years. I've also been an employee of Dead City Haunted House since they opened and have loved working there. Tim has covered all the building stuff. So Dead City creates, the jobs at Dead City have created a fun way to earn money, make new friends. There's great camaraderie with the employees. Tim has made it a great place to work, open communication, employee rewards, safe, fun place for people to go. Dead City is also a great Murray attraction that has a huge following and brought people from across Utah as well as other states. Haunted houses are a form of theater and entertainment, and Murray has its own haunted house to boast about. The owner of the property that Dead City leases let the building sit empty for years, but as the owner of Desert Star Theater and someone who sees the importance of entertainment, he was happy to lease the property to Tim Riggs to use as a haunted house. He supports Dead City in continuing to use the building. Murray doesn't have much in the way of entertainment, and it would be a great loss to lose Dead City. During the pandemic, I worked at the Snack Souvenir Shack, which is right outside the exit, and got to firsthand watch and hear people's comments as they came out of the haunted house. They'd come out squealing, hanging on to each other, laughing, and telling us what a great experience they had had. During the pandemic, they thanked us for it being a great outlet for, being cooped up all the time. But those praises have continued. Shutting down Dead City would be a great loss to Murray, the people that work there, and to the patrons that have added us to their list as annual must-attend events.
Thank you.
Move fast around here. Thank you. My name is Donetta Mitchell, 320 East Shamrock Drive, 84107.
Thank you.
Thank you, City Council. I've only been in Murray 34 years, so I feel like I'm a newcomer. But, this is the first time that since I've lived here, that I've felt unsafe in my neighborhood. And that's what I'd like to talk to you about tonight. I'm concerned about the encroachment of crime into little old Shamrock Drive. I'm going to give you 3 examples that happened just this week. Sunday night, my good neighbor, Jay Suoka, his family was disturbed 3 times by someone or some people ringing the doorbell and then ditching and then coming back later, ringing the doorbell, ditching, and ringing the doorbell. That's very unsettling. Not only that, but then the next day, mail was stolen out of Jay's mailbox. Now, Monday, that same day, I was walking my little dog, not much of a guard dog, and we encountered a homeless fellow sleeping on the park strip. I woke him up, asked him to leave, tried to find out where he was headed, why he wasn't there, suggested that he contact the shelter on his cell phone that he was carrying. Anyway, I have yet to feel as threatened as I have this week. And I want to be able to restore that confidence of living in a great neighborhood. We have great police in this city. I would like to ask that we have some of them circle around the Shamrock area. I will provide coffee if that's needed. But I don't think that we can become complacent and accept the fact that crime happens. We need to stand up. We need to protect the integrity of our neighborhoods, the safety and security of the neighborhoods. And the rest of the issues need to be solved, but I can't solve them. So that's what I'm asking for is your help. I'd like to see some additional police presence. And if there's anything else that we can do as neighbors, we're willing to do it. Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Robert Smith, 6815 South Jefferson Street, Murray, Utah, 84107.
Thank you.
I have lived there for a whopping, 4 months now. But I'm here to support Dead City. I have some stuff written down, but I'm speaking from the heart here. Originally, me and my wife and my family, we moved down. We lived in Price, Utah, up in Carbon County. We lived there for the past 21 years. And for the past 5 years, my son, my daughter, my wife, and myself have made the trek for my children to work at Dead City since day one. Dead City it's fantastic. Tim has been phenomenal as not only a boss, but as a human being. I remember back when that building was the old Wagon Master. Loved it. I mean, we used to take our children there when they were young and everything like that. And I was sad to see that building go. But when we saw the advertisement for Dead City, when we came down and we found out it was in the Wagon Master building, it brought back a piece of my family's, love for that building. It has been a fun journey to watch my children, a lot of the employees that are there, Tim, the way that building and that haunt has evolved, has grown, how busier and busier and busier it has gotten. My grandchildren love it. Both my granddaughters go through it constantly. They love it. To go on Halloween, to go on Valentine's Day, to get scared on Valentine's Day, to get scared on Christmas for the Krampus event, St. Patrick's Day, the ambience of being in the area, the city cemetery across the street. For me, it's extra personal. I walk across the street. My mother, my father, my grandmother, my aunt, my uncle are all buried in that cemetery. I have supported Murray for a long time, and when we decided to move back, we decided to make Murray our home because it was central for where my children wanted to be, to where they could thrive and they can also grow in their experiences and in the theater, in makeup, in the technical side of it, just acting, just having fun. It would be a tremendous loss if we lose Dead City Haunt. The revenue that it brings for the city during the months when it's open, it's unbelievable. All the small businesses, Italian Village, Dutch Brother Coffee, all the little convenience stores, people going to the mall waiting to go in, going to have dinner, would be a tremendous, tremendous loss. Plus, a lot of the people that like to go act, theater geeks, this is a good way for them to go in, shine, and help bring it out of them. So please consider helping Dead City. Thank you.
Thank you.
I just want to say, people in the hallway, there are about 10 chairs in here. Please feel free to come in. Please don't hesitate. Come on in. There's plenty of chairs if you want to sit down.
Could we also ask them to say what district they're in so we know what district they're in
No, not today.
as a point of order?
Go ahead. Thank you.
I don't understand why
Because we don't.
We've have in the past, and it's okay. We just don't know exactly where they're at in the district. And I think it would be helpful for those who are council members to know and to be able to respond accordingly.
City attorney.
Yeah, and if you know, that would be great. Thank you.
Yeah, if they know. Yes, go
Okay.
ahead.
Hi, my name is Gowd, and I'm just here to introduce myself to all of you. I'm running to be the next Salt Lake County Clerk. Just a little background about me. I'm a lawyer. I've been practicing law now for almost 20 years. I'm a veteran. I served in both the Army Reserves and the Utah National Guard for more than 10 years. And during that time, I deployed twice. I think I have the skill set to really take that office to the next level of transparency, security, and getting voters more engaged in the process. I invite all of you to check out my website. It's Gowd, G-O-U-D, 4 clerk.com. On there, I think you'll see that I have common sense proposals to improve our election system. It's things like implementing verifiable chain of custody for ballot drop boxes, putting out a schedule for poll watching at least 2 weeks before we process any ballots so we can increase the number of people that are interested in poll watching, and randomly hand counting one randomly selected race every election to do real-time verification of machines. At my website, you can also see my events. I invite all of you to come to an event, and you can reach out to me and give me any feedback that you have. I hope between now and November to earn your vote. And if I win, I look forward to working with all of you. And I'll just close by saying this. I hope your guys' issue gets resolved because I love a good haunted house, and I will be there. So thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
My name is Tristan Smith. I live at 6815 South Jefferson Street. Don't know what district I'm in.
That
'cause
would be my district.
all right. I just moved here the other week, or the other month. But this is for the Dead City Haunted House as well. Some of the people before me touched on the subject I was going to. But one of the things that I think Dead City brings in to the community is it helps get teenagers off the street during the Halloween season where a lot of drugs run rampant. And so it gets a lot of, teens that have a lot of energy, don't know really what to do with it. It gives them a safe outlet to do it. It also can put some money in their pockets. And during COVID, we were open. We followed so many rules. But as somebody who works in the theater industry, to be able to do my job as an actor, make people forget their mundane day-to-day lives. And, sometimes we all have a bad day. And you just want to go do something. Going out with some friends, getting scared, it can really change your day. We've also been a part of a lot of the first aid training and disaster preparation. I have been a part of that for every year that we've done it. I've been bandaged up so many sloppily times by people learning first aid and carried by people that don't really know what they're doing. And so I think also, as sad as the world is right now with all the disasters happening with people involved, I think having a building like this where, there's going to be a lot of traffic, a lot of debris, having people learn how to do that at a location like Dead City can really help. And yeah, just small businesses have really been helped by all the people that we bring into the area. If you've ever been to the Dutch Brothers coffee place, just right behind us, every night the line goes on forever. Same with that Wendy's, the Del Taco that's right there, the Village or Italian Village. So I think losing this source of bringing, tourists in a sense in would be a big loss for the city. That's all I've got to say.
Thank you. make sure you get your papers to Jennifer after you write them up, before or after. Thank you. Do we have more papers, Jennifer? Okay. Oh, they have them in the back. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Skylar Smith. I live at 6815 South Jefferson Street in Murray, Utah, 84107. I am the makeup director and a lead actor at Dead City Haunted House, and it has been my home haunt since it opened 5 years ago. My brother and I would drive 2 hours from Price almost every day to participate in the show from year one until we moved up here last year, where we didn't have to make that trek anymore. This job for me and a lot of others uses this as a main source of income during the haunt season. Some of us use this as our only income during the off season as well. All of the income that we need, it gives us all the income that we need. This place has become a home away from home for some of us. We've put our literal blood, sweat, and tears into the show, from acting, building, makeup, and our incredibly hardworking operation teams. We have made it one of the safer places to be. Dead City is built like any other haunted attraction or even theatrical set piece that you would find anywhere in the state and even across the nation. You would not be able to find an attraction like this that is not made from the way that we have built Dead City. We use the wood to help us make a stronger structure that is safe for all, and we can make it so that there's no permanent changes to the building itself. Every year we go through all the fire drills and what to do if anything were to go wrong. We at Dead City have brought a new life to Murray City. I hope that you can see that. I hope that you guys can see that. Closing us down, you're taking jobs and experiences from the Murray citizens. We bring visitors in not only from the state, but all over the nation. In turn, we bring in money for the other businesses in Murray. We have helped make Murray a place to visit all year long. We've offered an escape from the real world for people. We've taken an old, rundown building and gave it something new and exciting. And I hope that we can continue to bring that escape for people, and we can all keep our jobs and our livelihood. We've safely run the show during COVID and have been able to keep everyone safe with everything that has been thrown at us. We will continue to follow all the safety codes and that all other haunted attractions follow. I hope that you can I hope that we can continue to offer these jobs and experience for the people in Murray City and all over the state. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Remington Sorensen. I live at 536 East Evesham Drive in Murray. I just wanted to come up and again support Dead City. I don't work there. I've been a part of that and kind of helped them out in small things, but I've never gotten a paycheck from Tim. Tim has always been so nice to us as a haunting community. I do a home haunt, and he's always been there to help and support us and give us advice when we're going through things. If you know Tim, you know that he loves what he does, and this business is something he did. Started it by himself and put all of his own money in to get this business started. And it has been wonderful to see that place grow and flourish. Every time that I've gone to visit there, behind the scenes, he always has some other local business person or a police officer or someone that's there that he's talking to and explaining to do things and just getting them hyped up. Like, how can I do this to make this better? How can I do this how can we work together to make this city or make this haunt better and promote your business at the same time? He's definitely a personable person and wants to do good in the city. So I just encourage you to also work with him and help him meet whatever kind of codes that he needs to do. And again, he's doing the exact same thing that every other haunt in the city is doing, and in the state. And just let him operate the same way that they are. And thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Daniel Olson. South Salt Lake is where I live. I am also here to talk about the county clerk's election that's coming up in this November. I'm here on behalf of Lanny Chapman's campaign. So for those who don't know, Cheryl Swinson, who's been the county clerk for 3.5 decades, is retiring. Lanny Chapman is her deputy clerk. And Lanny Chapman has actually got the endorsement of Cheryl Swinson. And I know everybody says this about campaigns, but it cannot be emphasized enough that this is the most important campaign in the state. What Lanny Chapman is running up against is conspiracy theory culture. So Lanny Chapman is a civil servant. She has experience in election policy. She's dedicated to election policy. She understands the process and how to make it efficient and work for everyday people by supporting things like mail-in balloting and our voting machines, etc. And what she's running up against is a candidate who is a conspiracy theorist. Very much believes in the Stop the Steal election stuff, draws heavily from the kind of social media mob mentality that our elections are all rigged, that mail-in balloting is bad, that voting machines are bad. And, you know, we're in a very polarizing political time. And it's often asked, what is our common ground as voters? Our common ground is that we're all tax-paying adults. That, to me, is probably the simplest common ground for so many of us. And as tax-paying adults in this community, I think we have to set the standard that our community will be run by civil servants, not by conspiracy theorists. It's going to be people who actually have a dedication to the day-to-day operations of running a society. I do not pretend to know everything about all the policies that exist in our community, but there are lawyers and policy analysts who do. It's a hard job. I will give them that. And we're not going to be run by conspiracy theorists. I think we, at least as tax-paying members of this community, we have to set that standard. Come November, please vote for Lanny Chapman. If we don't get this right in November, if we don't get it right in 2022, there may not be a good opportunity to vote in 2024 because conspiracy theories may tear down our election laws and make it harder. Lanny Chapman supports the mail-in ballot, which her opponent has called into question based on conspiracy theories. The mail-in ballot supports senior citizens being able to vote. It helps parents who have jobs and don't have the time to go to the polls. They need something easy because they have kids and responsibilities. It's good for our veterans who have disabilities who can't get to the polls. It's good for everyday people. This is good election policy. This is what civil servants understand, not conspiracy theorists who get their policies from social media culture, but civil servants who actually understand the legal process behind these things. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Did you fill out a form? Oh, thank you.
Hi, my name is Josh Sumption. I am at 6207 South Valley Drive in Murray, Utah, District 2. Pam, thank you very much. I'm here today, obviously, for Dead City Haunted House. Over the last, what should be 5 seasons now, I've had the honor of working closely with Tim as marketing director and media specialist. I have had the great pleasure of being born and raised in this awesome town. I have had many great memories, from watching the smokestacks come down to watching a superstar singer walk through our hallways at school. It's been great. This town is amazing. Everybody should get to participate in what Murray can contribute really to true Murray citizens. That being said, it has been heartbreaking to see what's going on with Dead City Haunted House lately. Whether any code violations or whatever you want to call it has been happening, I have also noticed that there's been unfair treatment towards the owner, Timothy Riggs, whether that be the expectations and the time he can accomplish everything they're demanding, or the finances behind it. We tried to gather as a community and put together a petition to have 1,000 signatures over the last 3 days to present today for you guys to help kind of show where a lot of the people are at. And I know there was a comment made yesterday on one of the news broadcasts that no amount of signatures on that petition would make the building up to code. That's disheartening to any citizen in a democratic run government, because petitions are a fundamental part of anything you want to have changed in your society. So hopefully we don't anticipate everything to just be changed magically overnight and be given to us on a silver platter, but we're hoping to at least be heard out, given an extension in some kind of timeline, be allowed to operate through the season safely as we have done for many years, and make it to the next year. Because right now there isn't a solution with the standards the city, the fire department, the building department are giving us. So please help us out. And thank you. That's all I got.
Thank you.
So, my name's Isabella Demi. I also live on the Jefferson Street. If we need to go through it, all 6815 South Jefferson.
Thank you.
So, I am here on behalf of Tim and the Haunt. I started haunting way back in the day, like, oh my gosh, 84 for March of Dimes. So I have a love of it for my whole life. When we came down and went through the first little tiny preview haunt that Tim did, we fell in love with it. My kids wanted to come and do it. If I would have thought from that day one that safety was not a first concern, I would have never let my kids travel 2 hours every day and 2 hours home to come and work at the haunt. I've watched it grow. I've watched things just get better as it's gone by, not get worse. I feel like it's the safety as I walk through with the other crowds that are there, and I watch, and I'm more of I kind of want to see what's going on around me kind of person when I go. And I look around, and if I see something out of place, I go, oh, hey guys, I saw this. Oh, it was already done and fixed by the time I was out of the building, kind of thing. I feel like it's a safe environment. None of the building materials that I've seen go up, that I've watched go up, that I've seen my kids work on, seen Tim work on, is not anything different than we do. I also should probably backtrack. I have a long theater. I worked at USU Eastern in theater department. It's nothing more than we would throw, a set together. It's safer than that because we throw sets together, throw a show together in 6 weeks. We have hundreds and hundreds of people that would come through, and these guys, they have lots of time to put it through. They plot it out. They just make sure it's safe. That's my biggest issue, is I think that it's just been a little overboard on the safety. I don't think anybody's taken that really in consideration, how safe it really is. I think that's probably, everybody else has kind of touched upon everything else that I had, but the safety of Dead City is amazing. As a mom, as a theater person, as a former haunt person, that I haunted for like 25 years before I became a mom. So, it's a safe place, and I just think it would be really sad to see that be taken away from everybody.
Thank you.
Hello, good evening, everyone. I'm getting up to support.
Can we have your name and
my
address?
name is
Sorry.
Siddharth Gopagani. I'm from 4523 West Bend Court, Riverton.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm getting up here to support my cousin, Gowd, who's running for county clerk. What you just heard from his opponent is unfortunately falsehoods. My cousin is running a positive campaign. Unfortunately, his opponent used proxies to tell people falsehoods about him. So I'm going to respond. On mail-in ballots, Gowd supports them. In fact, it's not even an issue because the state legislature, not county clerks, determine the methods of voting. I urge you to check out his proposals because you will be impressed. He is a lawyer with more than 20 years of experience, a veteran, and thank you. If you have any questions, feel free to ask him. Gowd County Clerk. And on top of that, he served our country in Afghanistan and Kuwait. And he is one of the reasons we don't hear the word ISIS anymore. So please, stop following those falsehoods. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Austin Woodhall. I'm from North Salt Lake. I'm here to support Dead City. I'm operations lead over there, and I know we focus really hard on safety. I personally have walked in and out every hallway of that to check, make sure there's, everything's still standing, screws are tight, everything like that. We check very frequently to make sure everything is where it needs to be. My operations staff, we always make sure to focus on the safety of all our patrons. at times limited the amount of people to make sure that there's not too many people inside the building, or within a certain room. We try to focus very strongly on the safety side of things. It's a big, huge family around there. Everyone here from Dead City, we're all just one big family at this point. We're always there for everyone. Tim personally has brought me in. I've learned a lot from Tim on many aspects. Haunting, he's helped me get through dark times in my life, because he has that haunt there that I know that I can go help with building monsters or helping do different aspects in the haunt, and that helps me get through some of the hard times that I have sometimes, and that's without Dead City, it's really hard, So, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Levi Allen, and I am here to help with the support of Dead City.
Can we have your address?
I do not have an address.
Okay, thank you.
But over the last 5 years, I've really been a part of the haunt as acting and helping build stuff, and it's not quite a safety issue. As a man who has worked in construction and other forms of that, what I see Tim use on a daily basis to help build the haunt is what I would use on the construction field. So I don't see like structurally anything wrong with the building. And I've jumped from construction to like fire safety, sprinklers and whatnot, and I see those as also fit to be in use and whatnot. And through all the jobs I've had these past 5 years, Dead City has been the one I look forward to most. It's fun to go out every season and just scare people and, get like pent up feelings out, yell and scream at the top of your lungs. And I don't really think it's fair to shut Tim down when he's put this many years of hard work, money, and all this stuff into a good building that was probably going to be demolished and, turn into more cheap, expensive apartments. But that's all I have to say.
Thank you. Thank you.
I didn't know I was coming tonight to talk about both of these things. Jen Keegelin, 331 East Shamrock, Murray, 84107. We're up here together.
And who is the other person with you, and does she have an address?
Sanda. Sherry Van Bibber, 5469 Avalon Drive, Murray, 84107.
Thank you.
I'll talk about Shamrock in a minute, but I think we'll talk about Dead City first. So I own a business right next to Dead City, and part of why I wanted my space there is because of Dead City and the cemetery. I love Halloween, and I was thrilled to know when they were next door. But Tim has been amazing to my business. He lets me rent his parking space. I support them every year. I do events because they are next door. It would be a huge loss to me as a business owner to lose them as a business. So I'm looking at it a little bit different as a fellow business owner. So we were actually chatting yesterday because we're planning all of our events for October for my company, and Dead City came up. We want to plan a whole week around that. And I'll kind of let Sherry get into that.
Well, thank you to Murray City. I have the chance to run the Murray Haunted Woods. And I came to meet Tim actually because the past 5 years, he's given passes to all of our workers that volunteer to run the Haunted Woods for 3 days. I know the taxes that we pay in 3 days. Can't imagine what you do because we pay a pretty good tax base in 3 days. We have about 1,200 people a night, and you guys come and you come over and you visit the people that are visiting our Haunted Woods, and you've offered to be such good. I thought when you were coming in, I was like, oh no, competition. totally opposite. But he's been such a great community outreach partner for us also, and has helped. And I know for 2 weeks I've been getting calls already for the Haunted Woods. for dates. And I'm like, people are already excited and looking forward to it. And it's crazy, the calls I've been getting are from Provo. So, the base we get from all over the city that comes, and I think they're there and they do both eventually. And, that supports the whole city because they're going out to eat and the base that comes in for all of that. So anyway, I appreciate how you've reached out to us, even though I've never met you. I appreciate all that you've done to help us to get to this point, and I look forward to more in the future too.
I just quickly want to say in 19 seconds, I live on Shamrock by Donetta, both of them. And if you're not familiar with Shamrock, it's 45th and 30th, just south of there. Youth Link is building a big building right behind my house. So we do have quite a homeless population usually behind my house. So they're kind of moving on to Shamrock because there's a lot of construction going there. So there's definitely a safety concern. So I think just maybe some extra help, like Janetta had mentioned. So thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name's Amber Gustavson, and I'm not a resident of Murray. I actually live in Sandy. I'm just here to voice support for Dead City 2. We are big haunters, which is, people that go all out for Halloween. And I know that Dead City is a favorite among a lot of the Utah haunting base. And a lot of it is because he does so much attention to detail. And he programs some of his animatronics where they're unique. And it's a big draw. And, we're traveling in, and I bring friends and family into Murray, and, we make a night out of it. We're, going out to eat before and, spending money around. And just really want to say that I think Dead City deserves a shot to, get everything up to code. And like people have said, that's not something that can just be done. It takes revenue to get it, to the point where that can get worked on. And I just really hope that they're able to have that chance to keep going, because they really are a big draw for Murray. So thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Casey Johnson. I live at 4961 South Atwood Boulevard, 84107. I don't know whose district that is. Just right up here on the hill.
Probably.
Hi, nice to meet you. Okay, I am here in support of Tim and Dead City Haunted House. As far as I know, I'm the only EMT that's on site at a haunted house anywhere in the state. I work for Amphibious Medics, so I'm a jump medic, which means I go to other places that build sets, such as where we're filming for 1929. At Snow Basin, a lot of different other places that use the same setup to build a set for something. I don't see any different in his and the safety measures. I've been there for 4 years. I've never dealt with anything that has come out of there that had to do with the building itself. It's usually somebody acting ignorant that comes in, and he controls that and takes care of the situation. As far as I see it, my son works there. This place, the people that work there have become more like a family to a lot of the younger people that come and work. There's never been, I've worked with disabled people there. Every orientation, every race, it's like a safe haven for a lot of people to come and be somebody without having to be themselves, if that makes sense, because they're dressed up as an actor, so they get to be somebody and be heard and jump out and scare people and do things that they never would have done. Half of them don't even leave the house unless it's this time of year to go to this haunted house. So I see you're taking a lot of things away from people personally. And the income that it generates for my son alone, that's his Christmas money for the family. And the ability that Tim has given him to be, because he's worked other haunts, and he'll tell you that the design is all the same. He's worked Fear Factory, he's worked a lot of them. And he came to Tim because Tim let him be creative and design his own characters, which made a name for himself, which builds more revenue, because people will be like, well, we're going to come in and see Zicko. We remember that guy because he's the one that carries the chainsaw. So there's a lot that goes into it. It's not just simply a building that's been dirty and gross for umpteen years, and now it's built into something amazing for people to go and have fun at. It's also an experience for these people who work there, and they feel comfortable being there. And for me, that's really important. I hate talking in public, so that's all I'm going to say. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you for getting your papers to Jennifer. We appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay, I'm Dustin Rudback, granted I'm here for Dead City. I live out in Wendover, so sorry I'm not part of your districts. But I'm here part of part of Tim's security staff for the haunt. Every day when I come in, I see that we've set up as a team and as a haunt family to give safety to these kids and the patrons that do come to the haunt. My previous time when I first started haunting, I actually started with Corey and at the Haunted Woods. I grew up in Murray for probably 25 years of my life before I moved on and got married. But I see on a daily basis he actually sets up the animatronics only for the younger kids that aren't ready for the actors yet, to just do animatronics only, and he's there for everybody. Every time I have a question, he's more than happy to sit down and ask, even though if he's busy, he'll take a few minutes and he'll talk to anybody if you give him a chance and have a good question for him. The other side is, I'm a trained first responder, so as I go through this haunt, I'm constantly looking for hazards. The only hazard that anybody ever has in this haunt is coming out with their pants wet. So that's going through this. We have people up doing puppets that are actually watching for any hazards from above. So we've got eyes and ears above and below. So just don't shut them down. They're a great entity and they bring a lot of revenue. A lot of YouTube personnel have come in. They've shown the haunt on their Facebook channels and their YouTube channels, and they've also publicized the cities and the companies in Murray to help bring in the revenue. So help them out. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, I'll make this brief. I'm Clark Bullen. I live in District 3, 5051 Treetop Circle, April 107. I had the pleasure of meeting Tim last fall during his season and meeting with Josh and getting to know a lot of people at Dead City, and was really impressed by the unique nature of their business and that it wasn't just a business in Murray, but it was a Murray business. And what I mean by that is that Tim was very aware of the businesses around him and very aware of wanting to build up Murray, specifically came to Murray because he loved the community and wanted to be part of the community for that specific purpose. The site used to be a drive-in movie theater way back in the day, and I feel like Dead City, in the spirit of that, pays great homage. But I've been sick about this situation since I found out about it on Sunday, and I just wishing there was something I could do. And I've been talking to lots of people. I had the opportunity to talk to Chief Middleman. I had the opportunity to talk to Tim and Josh, and it just seems like a really, really challenging situation. And I feel like the city and the fire chief and a lot of people have gone to extra lengths to try to figure out how to resolve the situation. From what I've heard. And I'm not familiar with all the details, but with a lot of them. And as far as I can tell, we've come up against a wall, but I would just, my plea would be, there has to be a way to save this business, that there's a wall, but walls can be climbed over, right? I would say, don't give up until every stone has been unturned, because this is a treasure within the city and it's growing, and it's the type of thing that makes Murray a destination and not just another place to pass through. And that's in the true spirit of what Murray is. Murray's a destination in the heart of the valley, and that's what Tim is doing. He's part of that. We want to encourage that and not get in the way. And I understand that there's codes and issues, and I understand the fire chief is sincerely trying to help the effort. But if there's anything that could be done, if anyone has any ideas, please don't leave any stones unturned, because this is worth saving. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? You sure? Don't be scared. Okay. Well, I want to thank everyone for all their comments, and I just want you to know that we can't take any action on an item that is not on the agenda tonight. But we appreciate hearing from all of you on this Dead City issue and also about Shamrock Drive. We really appreciate you coming out and expressing your concerns. But once again, it's not on our agenda and we can't take any action at this time. But
Pam, can I ask a point of clarification, please?
Sure.
What kind of action could the council even take in this scenario? Isn't it an administrative function of what is being discussed here?
Yes, it's administrative. So
okay, so it's under the mayor's office. The council doesn't have any position on this. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, everyone. I really appreciate everyone coming out. I'm kind of scared of haunted because I don't know. It kind of goes with spiders and snakes. Okay, so we are now going to go on to our consent agenda. Mayor Kim Sorensen will be considering a confirmation of the mayor's appointment of Sharon Baxter to the Senior Recreation Center Advisory Board for a term from August 2022 to January 2025. Do you want to take each separately or together?
Whatever you would like, we can take them both together. If you
Okay, we'll do together. And then the other confirmation of the mayor's appointment is of Wendy Richhart to the History Advisory Board for a term from September 2022 to September 2025.
Thank you, Pam,
You're
and
welcome.
council. As you've said, we're here to ask for your confirmation of the mayor's appointment of Sharon Baxter to the Senior Recreation Center Advisory Board. And Sharon is here tonight. If you would like to stand. And Sharon, I'm going to give you the opportunity to say something if you would like. However, you do not have to.
Could you come up to the podium with Kim? Thank you. So we can hear you.
Before tonight, I'd never heard of Dead City, so now I know all about it. Corey asked me, he's the director of the senior center, which is my second home, really my home away from home, because my family doesn't live local. And so Corey asked me if I'd be interested in taking on a position, and I'm not even sure what I'm going to be doing or anything. This all has happened so fast. So anyway, but I'm looking forward to working with people and hoping that we can, do whatever we can to keep the senior center. It's a phenomenal place for us seniors, and it's a place that I love dearly. And so I hope that I can do whatever comes my way justice. So that's it.
Thank you. I read your bio. It's very good.
So as you can see, Sharon is very passionate about the Senior Recreation Center. And a little bit about Sharon. Sharon attends nearly all of our activities, all of our functions. She's already volunteering, organizing our card games and different games throughout the senior center. And I am told that it is wise not to challenge Sharon in a game of bridge. So, so you have been warned. Thank you, Sharon. And the other is to consider confirmation of Mayor Hale's appointment of Wendy Richhart to the History Advisory Board. And she is also here this evening if she would like to say anything.
Well, I'm sad all the Dead City people left because I was one of the original gunfighters at the Wagon Master. And I was even on the menu. I was Penelope, and I had to practice with my 6-shooters. I had to leave them on the front of my chair of my car to drive home because I didn't have a license to carry concealed. And anyway, that was just my little That's how I know where they are, Dead City. Anyway, I'm excited to serve on the History Advisory Board. I've done 2 stints on the Arts Advisory Board. I'm a real estate agent. I love houses, especially old houses, and I love Murray. So I'm really excited to serve there.
Thank you, Wendy, and you can feel Wendy's passion. As she stated, she was on the Arts Board for 2 terms and was our chairperson on her last term. I think that ended about 4 or 5 years ago. There you go. So I want to thank both of these wonderful ladies and all of those who serve and volunteer on our boards and in the Parks and Recreation Department. We really get a lot from each of them. So with that, I'll send it over to you.
Thank you. Okay, so we're going to take these both together. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
Thank you. It has been moved, and there's a second of considering confirmation of the mayor's appointment of Sharon Baxter to the Senior Recreation Center Advisory Board for a term from August 2022 to January 25th, and the mayor's appointment of Wendy Richhart to the History Advisory Board for a term from September 2022 to September 25th. Brooke, would you like to take a call?
Aye.
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 Aye. So it looks like this motion is passed and is moved, and we want to say thank you. Thank you.
Thank you both.
For your service, for your time, juggling life, and doing what you do. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Does the council have anything else to say? Okay, thank you. Okay, now we're going to be going on to public hearing. Consider a resolution approving the Mid-Valley Active Transportation Plan with Chris.
Hi, I'm Chris Wislack. I'm here on behalf of Murray City Public Works, requesting the approval for your vote of the Mid-Valley Active Transportation Plan. In short, the Mid-Valley Active Transportation Plan was developed from Wasatch Front as a cooperative, Wasatch Front Regional Council as a cooperative between Murray City, Mid-Vale City, Taylorsville City, Mill Creek, Cottonwood Heights, and Holiday. Got them all. So basically what the Mid-Valley Active Transportation Plan is, it's a commitment from Murray City and our neighbors to work together to create a backbone network of active transportation, i.e. bicyclists and pedestrian pathways to connect our cities. And if you have any other questions, I'll be happy to answer.
Yes, sorry. Can you talk a little bit about the survey that is online? I know you talked about it. They talked about it and discussed it before. And if you can give us that website. And then I have a second question.
Sure, yes. The website is midvalleyatp.com. The survey was conducted in 2021. It was a public survey. I forget how many comments that we'd received, but it was open for public comment for quite some time. And the backbone network was narrowed down from the input of those comments and from the input of each of the member cities.
Thank you. And then my second part question is based off of 4800 South being an interconnection on 4800 South. What is the plan for that's in the pamphlet for 4800 South, or what is the proposed plan?
Sure. So they, as part of the Mid-Valley ATP, Active Transportation Plan, we'll just summary that. They selected certain roads to create examples, basically. The kind of showing what options may be available. There's also a tool book in the appendix with all the other examples. That goes from shared lanes to bike lanes to protected bike lanes to buffered bike lanes, etc. Buffered bike lanes being the lanes with the curbs and stuff in them. The proposal from the plan was for buffered bike lanes with double stripe along 4800 South.
And just to reiterate, that would connect from
yes, it would go
Holiday to like the trail to Taylorsville and continue on, correct?
Correct. Yeah. So in general, it would run from one end of 48th at Redwood Road through Murray City, all the way to Murray Holiday Road, up into Holiday.
And based off of this plan, and in the future, if we had citizen support or we had citizens that came in and said, we would like this buffered lane to be a little bit more protected or more accessible, how would we go about that? Or how is the funding implemented with this project and other projects within Murray?
Sure. If I may step back with the funding question.
Sorry.
And expand. No, that's great. So one of the benefits of the Mid-Valley ATP is, or the adoption of it rather, is it helps not only just communicating between our neighboring cities, but also helps with getting state, federal, and county funds for active transportation. We don't necessarily have to follow the plans or the guidelines set in there, but they do provide that that lane for which we will decide how it goes. Obviously, if there is an onus amongst the community to have something more than what's proposed, I think that's something that Murray Cities and Public Works is more than happy to evaluate. You know, the key importance is making sure for us that we provide a safe place for cyclists and pedestrians.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I welcome everyone to look at this in more in depth so they become aware of what is being proposed and what the partnerships we have with other cities. I think it's a great plan and a great opportunity. I get, and I'm sure most of us do, get a lot of questions about the walkability within Murray, and this is within that and what that would look like for the future. So thank you so much for taking a little bit of time and answering those questions.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll turn it over to the citizen comment portion now. If any citizen has any comments on this. Okay, looks like we have none. So we will close that section of the public comments and we will turn it over to the council. Council, do you have any other questions or comments for Chris at this time?
I just wanted to bounce off what Rosalba said. I think it's really important just to remind people that you have access to this. If you are interested in seeing the transportation plan, it's in the agenda packet, which is on the website. And if you have trouble finding that, we're happy to help you navigate to it. But it's a beautiful plan. It's really exciting to see all of that active transportation infrastructure that's coming our way. So thank you. If you're ready, I'll make a motion.
Go right ahead. We will take it.
All right. I move we adopt the resolution approving the Mid-Valley Active Transportation Plan.
Do I have a second?
I will second that plan. Thank you.
Thank you.
Aye.
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 Aye. Thank you. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Russ. Okay, so now we're on to new business item. Consider a resolution authorizing the Red Mesa Tefa solar project amended and restated transactions scheduled under the power supply agreement with Utah Associated Municipal Power System and related matters with Blaine Hackey.
Never thought you'd get to me after all that.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Once again, the Power Department brings an exciting project to you. We want to get into the big solar contract, I guess you could say. We want to bring a solar project down in the Four Corners area of Utah. This is a project that we would buy into. It's located on the Navajo Reservation. It is built by the NTUA, which is the Navajo Tribal Utility Authority. And we are doing this with the UAMPS organization, which is the organization of 40 other cities in Utah that work together on projects. We discussed this about an hour ago in the Committee of the Whole. And we thought that it would be good to do this both discussion and the adoption of the resolution all in one night to save some time for the council as well as staff. We're going to recommend that the council adopt a resolution that authorizes a long-term contract to award a power sales agreement between Murray and UAMPS and the NTUA. Let me take just 3 or 4 minutes to review the project for the fact of the minutes and for the public so that they know kind of what we're doing here. The project is in southeast Utah, in probably the most sunny part of the state, I would bet. This is the third solar project that the NTUA, the Navajo Tribal, has built, and they may build more, and we would be in line to perhaps get some more solar if that fits into our portfolio. We would opt for 5 megawatts of the 66 megawatt project. That's about 7% of the project. This is a resource, this is a green resource that is reliable during the day, of course, and it would be easily dispatchable when the clouds come over and the solar stops. We would have other options in our portfolio where we could pick up the slack, start up a turbine, or whatever the case may be. It would give Murray about 15 million kilowatt hours in a year, and that's about 4% of our energy needs. It would replace potentially it would replace any market energy that we might buy, and that could be hydro, coal, geothermal, biomass, wind, or whatever the case may be. It's hard to say what resource it would replace, but it would replace one of our existing resources or the market. And sometimes we're open to the market, and the market volatility pricing goes all over the place. It can go high, it can go low. And so this is a stable, set, contracted rate that would hopefully get us away from those fluctuations on the market that we sometimes see. We have 3 coal-fired plants. This fits nicely into our portfolio. We have 3 coal-fired plants. We have large hydro. We have small hydro. We have our natural gas turbines. We have I mentioned small hydro. We have 2 landfill facilities, as well as the market, and deals with other people in UAMPS. The last time this is a modification of the power sales agreement that the council agreed to back in 2019. And because of costs and because of the COVID situation with supply and demand and supply chain issues and labor on the reservation, we have come back to the council with a modified, amended power sales agreement. The old one was for 25 years that we signed in 2019, and this is for 25 years. We expect the commencement of operation on this project to be June of 2023, which will fit nicely into our summer load. We had hoped to have this last June when we could have used it for our summer load this year. With all these 100-degree days, we've had to scramble a little bit to get power, but we've been okay. The old agreement was around $23 a megawatt hour and escalated at 2%. This new agreement that we would like to authorize is $37 a megawatt hour set for the entire life of the 25 years. And that brings with it some peace of mind and some comfortability. Comfortability? Is that such a word? Comfortableness? $37, we're set at $37 for 25 years, which is well beyond my career. So I feel good about doing this. The council, you have the information in your packet. You've asked good questions in the committee of the whole. And even after adoption of this resolution, we hope we will answer your questions, not only regarding this project, but there are 2 other projects that we're looking at through the UAMPS group. There's a little tickler. We're looking at a geothermal group, maybe some type of geothermal. And we're looking at another solar project as well. So can't give you details yet, but we're always looking at different resources, different ways to bring it in. But this is a good mix to our diverse portfolio. And we would recommend from staff that we pass a resolution and allow authorization to enter into that amended long-term contract.
Thank you. Okay, does the council have any questions for Blaine?
Yeah, I just want to re-ask a few of the questions that I had asked at Committee of the Whole, so it's on public record. What is the actual amendments that we are doing? It's the price, correct? The price of the megawatts per hour has increased to 37 from 23.15, correct?
23.15.
But we don't have to pay that 2% annually anymore.
Right.
Okay.
If we took the old contract and extended over 25 years, it would be about $30 on the average.
And
so that's a better comparison, 37 versus 30.
Right. So, and homeowners won't get that price. I will tell you that now. It all kind of breaks down after that. Yeah. But the project is in Blanding, correct? On the Navajo Nation.
Close to Bluff.
Close to Bluff. Sorry. And this is just a project that has been delayed. That was
That's
in the works. We were supposed to go to its opening, and
That's correct.
Right. Okay. So I just want to reiterate that. And and I've been contacted too by some of our residents who are from the Navajo Nation in this area, and they are very much in support of the project because it gives back to the Navajo Nation, and it also diversifies our portfolio to be greener than we already are, and we are very admired amongst other cities within the UAMPS branch because of our strong portfolio as well. So this is just a great addition. So thank you again for all the work that you do and everything that you guys have put forward in front of us. So I appreciate that.
Thanks for the compliments, Rosalba. Our portfolio is enviable. We do have a lot of green. We have work to do, and I'm a believer that becoming 100% green is probably never going to be attainable, because you always need something to generate power when the sun goes down or when the wind stops. You're going to need something, whether it be nuclear or whatever. But we'll be as green as we can.
Thank you.
And I just wanted to say from the committee of the whole, for the citizens that weren't there, that the cost, because the $37, what does that mean to any of us? But it's right in the middle of our portfolio, meaning, and what was interesting to me is that the coal option was more expensive than this option. So I just want to point that out.
Yeah, we have one coal plant that we paid the mortgage off, and it's under that one. But the other two coal plants, like you said, Gary, are more expensive than this resource. Yeah.
Okay, so any other comments? All right. So at this time, can I have a motion made?
I'll make a motion that we adopt a resolution authorizing the Red Mesa Tapaha Solar Project amended and restated transaction schedule under the power supply agreement with the Utah Associated Municipal Power Systems.
Do I have a second?
I will second that.
Thank you. Brooke?
Aye.
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 Aye. Thank you. Blaine, I would like to say thank you for a very intense 4 days in Logan. It was very, at the conference, it was very intense, and I learned a lot, and I appreciate all the work that your department did to help us get there and enjoy our time and learn a lot. Thank you so very, very much. I appreciate that. Okay, so now we're on to the mayor's report. We will have our sub, Kim Sorensen, give our mayor's report. Kim?
Thank you. So I'm just going to remind you that if you don't know, summer's coming to an end very quickly. And I want to remind you of a few things that we still have going on in the Parks and Recreation Department that it's not too late to attend. So our outdoor pool will open 2 more weekends. It'll be open this Saturday and Sunday, and then Labor Day weekend, and then close for the season. We also have a concert this Friday at the Outdoor Amphitheater, Toast. Toast is a group that is very good. They play the old Bread group songs and sound a lot like bread. So, and then on Saturday we have one voice children's choir at the Outdoor Amphitheater at 8 p.m. as well. Tonight, it's not too late to go over to the park for our food trucks. We still have food trucks every Tuesday night. The food truck events throughout the summer have been very well attended, and I think the citizens of Murray are enjoying that activity. And then, of course, our farmers market is Fridays and Saturdays in Murray Park, and that goes through the month of October. So still time to do a few things. With that, I'll entertain any questions you might have for me.
No, thank you.
Thank you. Is the farmers market open now? I mean, on Friday, Saturday, or does it start in October?
Nope, the farmers market starts the first weekend of August.
Oh, okay.
This year it actually started in the last weekend of July and runs through the end of October. But now and about the next month is the time when most of the produce is there.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Really quickly, I just wanted to make one comment that just a formal request for full accounting of when the systems went down for the city. If we can just have that as soon as you have the report ready, and so we can because I have been getting calls and reach out about that. So
I know that Mayor Hales had mentioned that as soon as he has all the information and can share all that information with you, he plans to do that.
thank you so much.
Hey, could I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone, for coming tonight.